love that loading screen. A lovely ballroom. Reminds me of Beauty and the Beast.
It was too easy to breach the castle doors. Our former master is daring us to venture deeper into his stronghold.
With every passing moment, the jailer's power grows. The flow of anima into the maw must be stopped.
Be on your guard, mortals. Denathrius has the advantage here. He will use all his guile to thwart us.
I'm sure he will. By the way, the queue was very quick, which makes sense. A new raid, first wing. So it looks like we actually end up skipping this opening portion here, which is a disappointment because there's actually a little cutscene that happens here where one of the dredgers, you know, we get attack him and he's like, "Master, intruders are here!" And Denathrius shows up there and he's like, "Ah, I've been expecting you!" And he greets us and Renathal and gives a speech. You know, being Denathrius, you know. It's really cool. And I'm really hoping that it'll actually still be part of LFR.
Going to war.
And of course, some people are leaving, but hey, we're already in, so we just get it refilled. Now, this will be interesting. Now, fortunately, I actually already have some experience on this upcoming first boss we're going to be facing, because of the other night I was with some buddies, and we did this on normal. It took us a few tries. It's not an easy fight to do, mechanics-wise, especially considering one of the mechanics we had to deal with basically required hunters to use their traps. Now, we do have a few hunters in this group, so... And I also had to do this on... Well, I'm going to try this on Frost. The other night I actually did this on Unholy because, well... We were doing another fight where it just seemed like I wasn't able to do much because I was focused on a mechanic, but I figured my minions could do that instead.
It's too far away.
LFR. So I'm also very curious how different this is going to be in LFR compared to how it was like on normal the other night. Now, the other night we only had a group of like 11 people. Here we have a large group. We have 25, so I'm curious to see how this is going to work, or how different this is with a group of 25. Report him AFK. Don't trigger those traps, they hurt.
It's too far.
But our first boss here is going to be Huntsman Altamore. But before I read that, the summary here. Although here comes Draven. He has to open the doors in this place for us.
The kennels house the master's hunting pack. He keeps the beasts starved for flesh. Put an end to the Hound Master's cruelty, so we can advance to the lower levels of the castle.
Oh, so you're telling me he treats the dogs here like, Ramsay Bolton. Oh, in that case, I'll be very glad to help take this guy down. Because you do not starve your doggies. You do not do that. Castle Nathria. Long has Sire Denathrius ruled the denizens of Revendreth as they harvested anima from prideful souls. But as drought and fear gripped the Shadowlands, Denathrius revealed his true loyalties. In defiance of his former master, the noble prince Renathal gathers his few remaining allies for a desperate mission to infiltrate Castle Nathria and remove Denathrius from power.
I can smell your fear.
This is Huntsman Altamore.
Me.
Sire Denathrius seldom engages in the hunts himself, but Altamore makes certain that the master has the finest beast should he ever choose to indulge. Margor, Bargas, and Hecutus have been trained longer than most beasts have existed, and each is ready to deliver the huntsman's wrath to any in his domain. So this fight, this took us several tries the other night to take him down.
5, 4.
It has already gotten nerfed several times in hot fixes. So they share health. He utilizes each of the 3 different ones. Why did you lust now in this first phase? But this is LFR. I should expect, you know, just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Margot, make them bleed.
Right. Stack up, stack, 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 stack. So when he says make them bleed, he's going to do Vicious Lunge. When he attacks somebody with the marker for Vicious Lunge, we have to stack up in order to lessen the damage that they take. Because if they are by themselves, they will take a lot of damage.
Margot, make them bleed.
Alright. So we have to stack up with this guy here with that round circle. No, don't go! But then again, some of these people are probably experiencing this raid for the first time. I have the, you know, blessing of being able to actually have some experience and knowledge on this fight already. Not everyone has been able to actually do that, so...
Margot!
Now, I just use my limb. I cannot use that in the next phase here, when we take down Margor and have the next one, because that's the phase that a lot of people have a tendency to wipe on. I am not going to use my combat res.
Has your name on it.
Oh gosh, oh gosh. Alright, that's another one right there. He will fire bolts at 3 different people. You don't want to make it hit somebody else.
Death will not.
Alright, this next phase here. This is the one right here. Barghast. Get Barghast away, please. So Barghast is going to summon what are called Shades of Barghast. Those are going to call or cast something called Deadly Roar. We have to keep them crowd controlled because then they will get a, you know, a stack on them that we have to be able to just kind of keep letting it stack. Let's see if is anyone going to actually... Nope. Nobody knows about that.
This bow.
I don't really have any kind of CC except for my Asphyxiate, which I don't have right now. See, nobody is actually doing anything to counter it because they don't know you're supposed to crowd control it.
Everyone.
Because if it gets off Deathly Roar, it wipes the raid.
Another successful hunt.
Hunters need to CC the Shade, or we wipe. I say hunters because they're the only ones that have the CC traps that last for like 60 seconds. Or mages can poly it. Just kind of giving an idea that the reason why, I believe it shows here for the Shades. So damage taken is increased by 100% while they are under the loss of control effects. The effect stacks, which is why the idea of the longer they stay crowd controlled, the more it stacks and the quicker we can burst them down. Just kind of giving them an idea of what the Shades do, which is why it's kind of important, yeah. Yeah. It stays CC'd, the quicker it will die. Hunter traps and poly can last a minute. Which is why the idea of having one of those can be able to have it just keep on stacking, because they'll just kind of like just, you know, just stay CC that whole time, and the stacks will just keep racking up, and then they just melt when we finally go, okay, now we kill them. I was curious about if this was going to be left out of LFR, but nope.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The hunt begins.
Yeah, the Margor phase is not that bad. The last phase is also pretty rough. But yeah, the Barghast phase is one of those phases that a lot of people tend to wipe on, because sometimes, this is something I struggled with the other night, it can actually be relatively easy to actually end up breaking the CC, which can kind of ruin things when it comes, you know, and basically results in a wipe. I unfortunately ended up causing a couple of, you know, wipes with the breaking of the CC because, well, as you guys know, Death Knights can have these dots that can be spread AoE. I was doing this on Unholy, and Virulent Plague, of course, can spread to a nearby enemy. So when I cast it on Barghast and he was near the shade, I'm going to go ahead and use a combat res to get our healer back up. Another reason that I love playing a DK. Combat reses.
Margor, make them bleed.
So yeah, we do want to focus on the bears because they will take damage much more so than Altamore. He ran it right into me. Oh, we're gonna have some fun times in LFR, my friends. We are gonna have some fun times here. So yeah, this is where I ended up by the end of the night. I was staying away from Barghast. I was primarily focusing just on Altamore, and we had to basically keep him away.
Barghast!
Move him over here. Come over here. I was like, get him over here away from Barghast. I know I may have almost caused myself to get killed there, but I was trying to help give the tank the idea that we have to keep them separate. Now, the shade, yeah. See, no one's CCing the shade over there. Alright, they tried, and then it got broken. See, they're trying to CC it, and then that paladin was breaking the CC. Okay, something else keeps breaking it. See, they're trying to CC it, and something keeps... It might be the pets. They keep breaking it.
Feed well.
They keep breaking the CC.
Nothing.
Oh, this is going to be fun. The fact that this is the first wing is going to be really, really funny. Something keeps attacking the shade and breaking the CC. Look at this.
Barghast.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Okay, alright. Yeah, there we go. Now we got it. Oh my goodness, that is funny. Now, I cannot use Limb here because, well, at least I might be able to do so far away from here. Let's test it, because it's a certain range.
I have enough bones for everyone.
Now, I'm not really doing that much damage to Altamore, because, of course, he's a little bit more tankier than the bear is. But, again, I can't risk breaking the CC, which is what I ended up really working on and doing when we did this on normal. I basically stayed away from Barghast because we didn't have Barghast entirely far away from the shade. Because Barghast has the shade show up very near him. So we were also trying to get our tank to move Barghast a little farther away, but we just kind of like, okay, whatever, we'll just, you know, try and do what we can. Alright, so now we have to take care of that last shade of Barghast. Okay, so that is down. So now this is Hecatus.
Nothing escapes my sights.
Now, what he does, he will actually do a big AoE on the ground.
Shutterbones.
Right, so I have to... He also casts this, Petrifying Howl. So now I have to get to, like, a corner of, or, like, the wall. It slows me down, though, so it becomes really hard to do.
This boat.
But he will also do this big thing called Crushing Stone, where his melee attacks will increase his damage done and reduce his movement. While he moves, he sheds attacks, or stacks of the Crushing Stone and triggers Shattering Stone, which does nature damage. Which can hurt a lot. See, this is the point where we were basically, okay, now we, hit Lust, Like, this is the point where we then hit Lust, to really try and burst him down, because the longer the stacks, the tougher it's gonna be. Because as you can see, he does a lot of raid-wide damage when when he moves like that.
Spread shot.
I'm gonna stand here and get my shield up as a way to keep, doing that. Also, now I can go ahead and use Limb without issue, so. But yeah, we've lost several people, but hey, this is a...
Acutus, Shutterbones!
It's like, okay, when you get to Acutus, this can go a little rough. This can go okay, but you really have to be careful about watching when he does his movements,
Acutus, Shutterbones!
Okay, there's... Alright, so both tanks are back up. So apparently one of the tanks died, but we got him back up, so... But yeah, he does a lot of damage. A lot of physical damage, and I just died. Because he meleeed me. So for a moment, I drew aggro off the tank. Oops. So yeah.
Shutterbones!
Well... I like how this hunter is saying, look, I've been dead for a long time and I'm still second on the DPS meter.
Everyone. Acutus, Shutterbones!
Wonder where I am. Of course, the unholy DK in our group is higher than I am. I'm down here. It's funny. They keep talking about, though, how, Oh, so Hecatus is down, so now all we gotta do is just focus Altamore. But he, as you can see, he takes damage very slowly. So it can take a little while to finish him off. But at this point, you just have to worry about the arrows. Though, as you can see, the ground is covered in the petrified stuff, so you gotta make sure that we don't move around. So at this point, it just becomes a DPS battle here.
Spread shot. Spread shot.
But they keep talking about nerfing Unholy DKs, which is one of the reasons why I find myself very hesitant to play Unholy or focus on Unholy, because I'm anticipating they're just going to keep nerfing it. So I feel like I'm just trying to work on the weird, I don't know, stepchild of the 3 specs for DK right now.
Spread shot. Spread shot.
Of course, the build I'm going for with Frost DK is not good for bosses, it's good for trash. Alright.
Oh, the Alpha. No.
So let's see. Back at the entrance. Okay, so they actually did do a big res.
The passage is down here, mortals.
The way ahead will be
I'm sorry that we're missing the story right now,
but
guys.
we must reach those anima stores.
Now, he doesn't drop a recipe for me. I believe this one does, though. But we shall see what I got. I got anima. Lovely. Alright, so we're just kind of dropping down. Whee!
I take you
is a Moga. How does that work?
I don't have a target.
Alright. Yeah, I may just have to just throw my arms up and be like, alright, fine. Even though they keep getting nerfed, I'll just go ahead and cave in and play Unholy, I guess. And I just got annihilated. Because I drew everything on me. The dog is pooping on the fridge again. How? I'm not even gonna... You know what? I'm not even gonna bother asking. Well, we're still in combat. I'm hoping the healers will do, like, a big mass res or something here. Because I'm not the only one dead here. And I don't want to do that big run back again.
Devourer. Here. The largest of its kind I have seen.
The beast seeks to sate its endless hunger upon the stores of anima below. Dispatch
Destroyer's
this creature
Breach.
before it grows even stronger.
Surprised that Denathrius would just kind of let him run around, unless he simply doesn't know, but I would think Denathrius would know that there's a big devourer just running rampant down below in his castle, trying to basically take all the anima for himself. I would think that would be the case, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm giving Denathrius too much credit. Maybe I was just so used to the whole, you know, the Lich King would know anything that happens in his Ice Crown Citadel, that maybe I'm like, oh yeah, I guess Denathrius doesn't have that same kind of sight like the Lich King did. But you would think someone that works for him would go up and be like, sire, I believe there is a massive hungerer feasting on the anima down below. I'm sorry, what? So yes, upcoming we are facing the Hungering Destroyer. The Devourers consume anima wherever they can find it, with drought afflicting the Shadowlands. It is no surprise that the hungriest and most dangerous of the Devourers is drawn to the abundant store of anima here in the depths of Castle Nathria. So, we did not do this fight the other night, so this is the first time I'm experiencing this fight. Miasma prevents all healing received by targets, but siphons health from afflicted targets nearby allies.
3, 2, 1.
Move to star.
I'm sorry, what? Move to star?
Target you.
Okay. So it looks like it may be a positioning thing where I need to make sure that I can position that away from hitting my allies.
3, 2, 1!
Spread. Sponge. Target you.
So, obviously I mistimed my shield there, but it doesn't seem that bad. Consume, run away. Ooh boy. Let's advance.
Three, 2, 1!
Spread. Sponge.
3, 2, 1!
So that's why I need to spread for my teammates, because of that big AoE I do. We are doing much better on this fight than we did on, Huntsman. We actually had a wipe. This, you don't seem to be doing that badly.
Three, 2, 1!
So I believe I'll be able to actually get my legendary from this guy.
Three, 2, 1!
Actually, I'll hold off. I was going to use my combat res on that healer or the tank, but he's at 5%. I think we've got this.
Well done, mortals! Woo! Stores lie ahead!
Got my legendary, and I got new shoulders! So yeah, that extra confirms it. If you want to get your legendary recipes, you don't necessarily have to do the other ones, like the other difficulties. You could just do LFR and collect these. I'm going to toss those on. Yeah, I know it doesn't match what I've currently got, but I don't have the opportunity to transmog them right now. So there we go. We've got part of the LFR set, which is gold. Alright. Now, this next fight I have also never done before. But she is a familiar face. We actually met her during the main story here in Revendreth. This is Lady Inerva Darkvein. Anima fuels the Shadowlands, and Lady Inerva Darkvein seeks to unlock its mysteries. Under Nathria's tutelage, she has learned insidious secrets to turn against his enemies. She will strip anima from Nathria's invaders and use it to shape a dark new future. So she could drop that conduit, waste finger, trinket. I actually got that 187 waste from the Mythic 2 Necrotic Wake that we did last week, so... So yeah, we can't face the boss yet, you can see, until we take care of this trash. Do we have to move them over there? Because they seem to be
Target you.
taking a lot. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Do I need to go over here to get rid of that? What's going on? Okay, so I get rid of that, but does AoE damage. Plus, it leaves that on the ground. Interesting. That's an interesting way to deal with trash. Oh boy. Oh boy. We may not want to ignore this guy over here. Just saying. Hey guys, let me drag him over here and be like, hey! No, never mind, I can't.
Managed to escape my grasp, only to brazenly return to these halls alongside this ragged band of mortals. Pathetic!
Nathria has betrayed Revendreth by unleashing this anima into the maw. Surely even a sycophant like you can see that.
What I see is a bold new future about to unfold. A future with no place for traitors like you!
Okay, the accuser's out of commission.
I will rend your souls!
Focus anima.
Ooh. Now, I also have never done this fight, so this is going to be new for me. Huh. Oh, so that's why we were doing... So that, of course, was Trash trying to help give us an idea of what we were dealing with when it comes to the mechanic of this fight.
I will enjoy wrenching the sin from you.
Target you.
Move to unknown. Oh. Oh, okay.
3, 2, 1.
Consumes your heart.
Focus anima. Battle enemy.
So that's what each of these different cancers of anima are here for. She's basically trying to use them against us.
Distraction reigns! Your fates are linked! The ground shatters! Shatters!
Focus enemy.
Wait, don't we have to go kill that thing there? Yep. That thing wiped us. Woo.
Your fates are linked!
Yeah, I'm not so sure if taking that ad all the way to the back over here was the best idea.
Your pathetic rebellion is at an end.
Yeah, you had to drop that, like, right in the melee group there. Now, here's a bummer. After you kill Shriekwing, there's a dredger that shows up right here to repair your stuff. Ooh, look at this. We can actually use this mirror to go back to that boss. Or near where that boss is. Alright. Sins of the past summoned by sins and suffering. Constantly damage the nearest player until they are connected with the beams of shared suffering. Links two targets together for 1 minute. Linked targets and any other players are caught between them suffer damage every half a second. If any container reaches capacity, a container breach occurs. The container bursts, inflicting shadow damage to all players. The breach continues until the container's anima level is reduced below capacity. The cast Bald Anima. The caster hurls out vials of Bald Anima that inflict damage to all players within 4 yards. The impact of no players are hit. An unleashed
Here, mortals.
volatility
Passage
occurs,
back to the antechamber.
which is failing to catch the anima bottle before it hits the ground causes a massive explosion for 12,000 shadow damage to all players. When you have shared cognition, damage up to the victim of exposed desires is copied to targets. With shared cognition over 10 seconds, you take damage based off the damage that the tank takes from exposed desires. Huh. Okay.
The Stoneborn were permitted to use such routes to see to our master's demands. The debaucheries I have witnessed.
School is in session.
Trinkets, yes. Pretty trinkets. Power. Great power. Power in trinkets.
Come on!
Look at this guy's Magar Orc Mog he's got going. Really nice.
Gammon will save us.
Oh, Gammon's here. We're good. I'm gonna get rid of that. Not that I don't like being an Arakoa. Gosh, that just sticks out so badly, my shoulders there. Cannot wait to mog that the moment I get out of here. Yep, just as I thought. This guy is already geared. Although he's got that 158 there. But look at that. He's already got 184s, 200. It's no wonder he's dealing more damage. Yeah, the gear is just as much of a factor there compared to the spec. Even though I know Unholy DKs are really strong right now. Which is funny because they just got a pretty decent nerf. It was like a 20% nerf to their mastery, and they're still like near the top, and it just makes me go, gosh. Let's just go ahead and switch on over. Let's go ahead and join the party, shall we? Oh, here we go.
Focus anima.
I will crush your heart!
Bottle enemy.
Back here.
I will enjoy wrenching the sin from you.
Gosh, I'm already doing more damage than I was before. I want Frost to be good and, because I find it more fun to play, but, hey. If it's just Consi doing more damage, then fine. I guess I'll just have to stick to Unholy when it comes to DPS instead of Frost. And I even made my Legendary focused around Frost. I guess I really should have just held off. They got this 20% nerf, and yet they're still doing decent damage. I mean, for goodness sakes, look at this.
Wrenching the sin from you.
I mean, yeah, I'm still down here compared to the other ones because he's far better geared, but still.
The ground shatters.
Focus enemy.
Those orbs increase my...
3.
Yep, someone's gotta soak those. Because those are the bottles that she throws, otherwise we all take damage.
Destruction reigns! Die together!
Focus animal.
I will crush your heart!
Funny how fixing that one mechanic...
Traitorous scum!
I will go ahead and combat res our tank.
3, 2,
Your
1.
fates are
Let me
linked!
get my Valkyrie here to help out. I think I may have to just give up on Frost and just focus primarily on just Blood and Unholy. Yes, Unholy is getting nerfed. It keeps getting nerfed, but the numbers make it clear. Even if it's getting nerfed, it's still better and does more damage than Frost.
We have stemmed the enemy's flow, but I fear the damage has already been done. We are left to salvage what remains. For the sake of Revendreth, there is no time for regrets. The reign of Denathrius must be ended.
Alright. They're asking if any of the rings that dropped, if they could be able to share those. Like that there. Look at that, 116 haste on that. Whew. I like how some players think that if they are at the top of the mirror, they deserve something. That's not how that works. Alright. I imagine Shriekwing will be possibly in the next wing. It just feels weird because he is literally the first boss you face when you go in. In fact, it almost feels like I didn't get an opportunity to actually even show any of, any of the actual, story bit that involved when we first enter and Denathrius actually greets us. That's how this should be when it comes to the story. That he's like, oh, welcome. If they cut that out of LFR, I'm going to be very irritated by that. Alright. So, I guess based on these numbers...
Ah, my apprentice, you return at last.
It it's very clear. I just need to give up on Frost. And just focus on Unholy. So I'm gonna go ahead and activate. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. This is what I'm gonna do. Oh, that reminds me, I need to do this. Upgrade this conduit, which I already have. So this one that now buffs Virulent Plague. What irritates me right now is that, you know, I made my legendary for Frost, when the reality is that was a poor choice. What I should have done instead is just wait and pick one either for either Blood or Unholy, or just one for any of the 3 specs, like Death's Embrace, which increases the duration of Anti-Magic Shell, and any damage it absorbs heals you. That's great for all 3 specs. Yeah. I mean, I've got this one, but some people don't think it's not very good. I mean, there's a difference between making a build that focuses, that's great for bosses, and a build that's great for dealing with trash. I have a tendency, I guess, because of my time playing games like Diablo 3, where I usually like to make builds that are big AoE builds to deal with all the many enemies that you face. And that's why usually when I have boss fights, I end up being lower on the damage meter. So, let me see here. Death Strike and Death Coil, Dark Transformation. Reducing your power, and Death Coil increases the duration of Dark Transformation. I don't know. I still have this 210 wrist piece. Somewhere, right here. I still have this, and I find myself thinking, okay, should I just simply, you know, make this 210 wrist with this right here, you know? Funny thing is, I'm going to have find something to replace this, because, well, obviously I can't have, you know, 2 legendaries equipped right now, so I don't know. I'm going to have to figure this out. Because now I'm having, I guess, some what you would call buyer's remorse when it comes to my legendary for Frost. Because it just feels like I can't really play Frost. Because I am just not doing nearly as much as I guess I should be doing. I was even watching, you know, Complexity Limit going for the world first today. And they had like a few Unholy Death Knights that were up on near the top of the DPS meter. So it's very clear that Unholy is just better right now. It's just better. Even though it's getting nerfed, it's still better. Poor Frost. Poor Frost DK. There was such a big deal about them finally getting to wield 2-handers, and now it just feels like, you know, it doesn't matter because they're not very strong. So, hopefully that's going to change. Hopefully at some point they're going to give Frost DK some more love. Because right now, it just doesn't feel like that. So that was Wing 1 of LFR Castle Nathria. When the other wings come out, I will hope to show you what that's like. As you can see, LFR can be a little rough at times, but not... At times, it can also not be a nightmare like some people say it is. There are those times like you guys saw in my 2.5-hour video I did where we wiped multiple times on LFR N'Zoth in Nyalotha. But, you know, then you have times like this where that was like, what, just a little over half hour. You know, we had like maybe 2 wipes. You know, we one-shot the hungering devourer. So, anyways, I need to head down to the mall because I have to go deliver this Which, by the way, I now have. I believe it said... I got the achievement for having 10 recipes. Which I guess counts towards my total. I think. Because this is all I have. I have 9 on this character. But because I also got it on my another one on my Demon Hunter, I got this. So I guess it's an account thing. Because it's account recipes. So, yeah. I'll see where we go from here in the next part. Stay tuned.